Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
It is time for yet another episode of Here It Here with Sudhi and Suchi. Here It Here with Sudhi and Suchi is the show where you come to listen to everything that you want to know about Bollywood. Whether it is now, whether it is then, whether it is coming up, whatever it is.
And
right
obviously
here.
also, Suchi, we bring on some fabulous people onto the show
You
who tell us
bet we
about
do.
their lives, their exciting careers, all of that.
Everything and then some. So then some will come later, but right now we have to tell you a little bit of news of what's going on. You know, the fact that Kartik Aaryan is doing pretty well, okay? Recently, Bhool Bhulaiya 2 was released, right? And he took Akshay Kumar.
Well, huh?
It's done really well, and now he took Akshay Kumar's place in that. So that created a rumor that Houseful 5, the movie, would be Kartik Aaryan in place of Akshay Kumar as well. So everyone was like, oh my god, really? But no! That is only a rumor, ladies and gentlemen, because Kartik Aaryan is definitely not going to be taking Akshay Kumar's place in Houseful 5.
Thankfully so.
It is going to be Akshay Kumar himself, and Kartik Aaryan will be doing about 100 other roles.
No, but I mean, talking about him, Suchi, I mean, he made his debut with on the OTT platform with Dhamaka.
That's right.
And it was not a story about a man with a problem with his bowel syndrome. A remarkably loud one. Although, having watched the film, I'm a little divided. But anyway, I wanted to say this, that Suchi, he has kind of made a clarion call, Kartik Aaryan, that he does not require like these big producers and everything to back him up. He's kind of becoming like a product in his own right, and he's blooming at the right time, and he's kind of, carrying on with that vehicle on his own.
Wow, he is a blooming star, isn't he? Well, that's Kartik Aaryan for you. But speaking of somebody who's coming into her own, and she has been for a while actually, Kangana Ranaut.
Taking a while, but yeah.
Yes, and she has right now declared emergency. Ask me why.
I want to know.
Yes, she's declared emergency because that happens to be the name of the film that she's going to be directing next. Wherein?
Directing where is the question?
No, she's directing it towards the screens for everybody to watch.
Fair enough.
And she's going to be playing Indira Gandhi in that one.
Ah.
You know, the fact that actually she's not had a few hits recently. You know, Dhakad was not a hit.
No. Thalaivi also didn't do
Thalaivi didn't do well. It's not Thalaivi, excuse me. It's Thalaivi.
Thalaivi.
That is like Thalaiwa.
Thalaiwa.
Rajini Kant is Thalaiwa. She is Thalaivi. Well, see, you remember Manikarnika? That did pretty okay.
That did decently.
And she directed that one as well. She has now declared emergency, as I just said, because Emergency is the name of her next movie, which she has decided she will direct.
Ah, well done. Good for her. And I think also, Suchi, do you not get the slight feeling that she's doing a lot of these politically backed roles and things like that? Maybe in a way kind of laying a foundation of a brighter future
who
somewhere.
knows? In
you
politics,
never know,
who knows? Speaking of politics, I mean, lots of women have played Indira Gandhi lately. You know,
Lara did, yeah.
She did in
She
Bengal.
did a fine job.
Let's see what Kangana does with that role.
Absolutely.
Well, there is some bit of news also about my friend Amir Khan.
Yes.
Is, Lal Singh Chadda, of course, is the official remake
Of Forrest Gump.
But he's been getting trolled even before the release. Why is that? Because Mona J. Singh plays his mom in this one. Now, of course, it is understandable when Mona is playing the mother to a little baby Sardar, Amir or
Which is
whatever,
fine.
which is fine. But the fact is, people are saying when Amir grows up, and Mona, who's at least 15 years younger than Amir, playing his mom.
So that doesn't sit well with these people
It's not
who are
sitting
trolling.
well. But hello, people. I mean,
it's like trolling Mr. Anupam Kher for having done Saransh at the age of 26,
Exactly.
where he played a 67-year-old man.
point to be noted, my lord. Point to be noted, my lord.
You've played.
I rest my case. I have played mother to people who are like, literally like 10 years younger than me.
And you're an actor, man.
I'm an actor. I played 65 in something else. I mean, that's what we do. So I really don't think Mona or Amir need to be trolled for this one. Frankly, that's my
it
opinion.
doesn't make sense to me as well.
I think so too.
But who's their daddy?
It is the time of the show where
Very
we
special
get
time.
to meet somebody who is...
Ding.
Wow, absolutely wonderful, Sudhi. That music
It's still work in progress. This composition I'm coming up with for this special time
is really wonderful.
Ding.
अब बारी है जब हम मिलते हैं एक बहुत ही अजीज एक्टर से या एक्ट्रेस से जो यहाँ आते हैं या फिर यहाँ नहीं आते हैं और हमसे बात करते हैं. Yes. And this time it is somebody who is everyone's favorite, someone who's, really, really making waves no matter what movie he does. And this time it is one of our favorites too, Ayushmann Khurrana.
Ting.
Lovely music in the background there, thanks to Sudhi. Wonderful, Sudhi. Change your career. Get off here, here. Sorry. Nevertheless, Ayushmann Khurrana is here to chat with us, and what a chat.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
As you know, हम यहाँ अनेक लोगों से मिलते हैं. On here with this person. What's your name?
Poetic. Suchi, I'm overwhelmed.
Sudhi and Suchi, लेकिन there is only one original Ayushmann Khurrana. And he is right here with us. Welcome.
You're all OGs.
You are one of our favorites, yeah.
Thank you.
We've
Truly.
featured you
Truly.
over
Thank
again
you
on
guys.
this show.
Truly. Thank you
but
so much.
It's always fantastic to meet you and chat with you.
Thank you.
And this time extremely interesting because,
But
another
I must
avatar
say-
all together after, Chandigarh Kare Aashiki when we
Yeah,
spoke
man.
last.
But I must say, you're looking so fresh. It's like you slept so much and you're looking so good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, well
I mean,
done.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
totally amazing.
Slept for 2 hours last night. Yeah.
Okay, so let's begin with your experience with Anek. How hectic was this, and how
In fact, it was
how
not
different from Article 15,
Yeah,
etc.
it was not hectic for me at all.
Yeah.
Because I think there are a lot of characters in the film. I'm also a character in the film. The main character is the Northeast.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I believe in. And that's what we aspire. कि लोगों को यही समझ आए कि Northeast is the real hero of the film.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Not me, not Anubhav Sinha. It's the Northeast, the region, the
Sure.
people.
Sure.
And yes, it's in the germ, the core is very similar to Article 15.
Yes.
Because in Article 15, I was again a cop, but
Sure.
that was not an undercover cop.
Yeah, this-
It was a subject based on casteism, which is very relatable. But this one was not very relatable, especially to the mainland or the other states apart from Northeast. So it's like a basic induction.
Yeah.
कि Northeast क्या है, politics क्या है, वहाँ की society क्या सोचती है, what kind of discrimination or racial slurs they undergo.
Yes.
So this is the difference.
I wanted to definitely ask you this, Ayushmann. How much do you believe? I mean, you've done something like casteism. You've talked about the Northeast in this particular film. How passionately do you feel that we are still actually reeling under the, sorry to use the term, but that's the only way to describe it, the crap that the Britishers kind of spread? Because pretty much the insurgency, whatever we face in those parts of the region, and of course the North, and whatever you want to call it, we are still reeling under that. So how passionately do you feel about that, probably as an artist, as a performer,
I
especially
think
when you're doing
it's,
stuff
it's,
like
it's
this?
just a very dangerous combination of a developing country which is unaware and uneducated and diversity.
True.
Yeah.
It's a very dangerous combination.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, and that's my observation probably because people are just unaware. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, who are we talking about?
Exactly. I
And,
mean,
like,
there's,
if
and
you go
it's
to-
all the same, huh? For so many
Yeah.
people, it's
Yeah.
all the whether it's Shillong, Nagaland, Assam, you
And
name
nobody
it, everyone
knows,
is just
like,
China,
there's
Nepal,
a-
everything is the
all-
same for
yes.
There's
them.
a bit
Yes.
in the film where
Yeah.
nobody knows where he's mentioned it that Tripura or Meghalaya ka, there's somebody feels कि वो states हैं भाई. It's somebody said कि वो capital है दूसरे का. And nobody knows things like
Yeah.
a seven sisters. They are the seven sisters.
I think, yeah, but having said that, there's brighter sides. There's people to people contact now even more because tourist destinations in Northeast are flourishing now, which is great. That's the positive note, and we can also always look at the
bright
hopeful,
side,
bright
yeah.
side. Yeah.
Ayushmann, you've always had the fabulous opportunity of working with new artists who are just being launched, etc. And Andrea is somebody to watch out for. At least looking at her from the trailer. What was it working with her, and how nervous was she working
She
with
was
people
not
like
even.
you and Chakri?
She was not even 18 when she was cast for this film.
Wow.
Yeah. So we started later, and she was 20 when we started shooting. And for 20-year-old, she is very bright and very wise, very aware politically, socially.
Nice.
And
That's good.
and belongs to the family of academicians. And so she's a perfect voice,
Nice.
Yeah.
perfect representation. It's not just Andrea the actor. Of course,
Yes.
she's a novice. She's a newcomer. She's from modeling background.
Yes.
Right.
It's the Andrea the person.
Which is very important, especially
Yeah.
when you're saying that the Northeast is the central character of the particular
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
How did you feel, I mean, in terms of when you were there, Ayushmann, when you're shooting, when you're doing all of that, what did you feel in terms of the inclusivity? Because that's what you're trying to do through the film. How did you feel locals? How did they feel about it, the entire experience when you started to get into that?
You know what? I won't be at a position of privilege. I will not face that flack or that discrimination.
Yes.
It normally happens at the grassroots level.
Yeah.
Like if you're going there as a tourist, you're spending money over there, you will not realize there's anything wrong in that place because they are there to please you. There's hospitality industry, you know.
Obviously.
So, but when you are there as probably want to set up a business, for example, or go and work mingle with the locals. So then the problem may arise. I don't know about that. It may arise anywhere, any part of the world, any part of the world. So I have not faced that, of course, because I said I'm come from a position of privilege. But of course, when they come to the mainland, the kind of racial slurs or discrimination they face is 10 raised to the power X. What we go there, it's nothing. Sad. It's nothing. It's actually zilch.
Truly is tragic, actually.
That's the tragic part.
What about working with Chakri? I mean, I met him like years ago when I was doing Simply South. I interviewed him, and what a wonderful guy.
He looks the same.
Yeah, he does, doesn't
like
he?
You.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what is up with her, man. I mean,
she looks just
trying to figure it out, but she's not. I think she sleeps in a cryogenic chamber.
Oh, maybe this is about Anik. It's not about me. Let's continue.
Yeah, but J.D. Chakravarti
he's just amazing, yeah.
So, I called him Satya since childhood. When suddenly Chakri cast kar rahe. And I also know about J.D. Chakravarti.
Yes.
I go, okay, Chakri cast kar rahe, okay, fine. He didn't tell me about Satya or whatever. So suddenly he was there on set, sitting next to me in the car. Oh my God, Satya!
Oh my God!
So it was such a nostalgic ride for me. Ye kya ho gaya? And he's a very natural actor, a great guy, very chilled out.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Interesting. The character you play is somebody who's an undercover agent. So it requires somebody who is a fairly knowledgeable one in terms of the socio-political situation, and also the fact that you have to be aggressive, right? How do you go ahead and figure that out and hit it bang on the target as a performer?
This one was slightly different from Article 15 because in that particular film I was an outsider and I discovered things while the narrative of the film is going on. You know, with due course, a lot of things are getting unraveled. There's a lot of revelations. But in this one, I'm already one.
Already know, yes.
Right.
I already know.
Yes.
I know the locals. I'm one of them.
Right.
You have to be. Yeah. I probably know about the local language, people, everything. And then, of course, since you're human, there's a conflict in your mind and heart that should you follow the protocols of your seniors or you should go with your heart,
gut,
with your gut or your ethics as a human. So that's my character in this film.
Interesting. Very layered and very interesting as a character.
What about the language there? Did you have at any point need to understand, the language that they speak?
I've just played cricket with Assamese in Kaziranga.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. So
was a rhino an umpire? Just a question. Sorry, moving right along. I was.
सफारी में राइनोज मिले थे और एक राइनो हमारे गाड़ी के पीछे पड़ गया था and we waited for like 45 minutes. A rhino was charging right there.
Holy, but it is intimidating.
This is very intimidating. They can topple the gypsy with 5 people.
They cannot just topple that, they can do a lot more.
Of course. Rhino, there was this, of course, her offspring was with her. That was a problem. And gypsy was like a threat. So, 45 minutes we waited for Rhino to just go. But no, she was not budging. And gate बंद होने वाला था. अगर gate बंद हो जाता, मैं पूरी रात वहाँ पे रुकना पड़ता.
Wow.
So it was that close.
No, but that is scary.
And then gypsy कहते भगाओ. तो भगाई Rhino पीछे भाग रहा है.
No way.
Yeah.
And Chotu?
और छोटू देख रहा है कि मेरी माँ क्या कर रही है. But this is so embarrassing. A mother is so embarrassing.
How dare?
Yeah.
बाहर से लोग आए, ये कोई नहीं कर रहे हो.
Okay, tell me, Ayushmann, during the course of the shoot, what was the most difficult day of shooting? Was there any particular day where you were like, damn, I'm a bit...
The rhino, man, that must have been the most traumatizing day of the shoot.
No, there was nothing. The weather was good.
Everything was
And whenever I shoot with Anubhav Sinha, it's very chilled out. And we don't shoot for more than like allotted hours.
Yeah.
So it's very cool.
But tell me this, Ayushmann, when you go there, I mean, unfortunately, I've never been able to go there towards, that's part of the country. But I've heard it is divinely beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, share that with me. I mean, was this
Did
the
you
first
get,
time
yeah,
that
did
you
you get
went?
a chance
Or?
to unwind after
In
your
fact,
shoot there?
this was the first time. This was not the first time.
Actually, you had been
there
pending.
vacations to Sikkim, to Assam also in the
Assam.
past, and also
Nice.
Meghalaya.
Nice.
Everywhere. And when I was hosting India's Got Talent, Shillong Chamber Choir was the winner. So we went to
Nice.
Shillong for intimate choir or like the
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
they did a small gig for us. It was beautiful. So I have interacted with them, and I also hosted a show on MTV called Rock On, and we
And
were
I love
scouting-
that show. I
Yeah.
told you about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we were scouting talent from Northeast.
Nice.
So I have this connection. This was the first time, but shooting there was a lot of fun.
What next for you which you can talk about?
There's a film like Dr. G
Yeah.
with Anubhuti Kashyap. I'm playing a male gynecologist.
That's a very interesting
That's
part.
very interesting. A gynecologist who looks like this, who wouldn't know it? I mean, like, hello.
I was supposed to play. I was supposed to play his elder brother. I don't know if you know about it.
Really?
Yeah, I was supposed to play the guy who you mentor in the film and stuff like that.
Oh, he's a negative guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, fantastic. Ayushmann, just wishing you all the very, very best for it.
Thank you so
really,
much.
Really looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if the trailer is anything to go by, this is going to be quite a movie. Yeah, and all the best to Andrea as well.
Thank
from
you.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi.
I definitely love the story about the rhino chasing.
Poor guy, seriously, that must have been scary.
Must
Yeah.
have been petrifying. Man.
You know, seriously.
And they
I liked
actually-
his look, but today, very
Yeah, it
nice.
did. It was
Very,
nice,
very
yeah.
nice.
Reminded
Well,
me of me. Yeah.
Well, Ayushmann Khurrana, more power to you. You know, we just mentioned the fact that Amir Khan was being trolled about, using Mona Singh as his mother, who's much younger than him.
Right.
Forget that. This is at least mother. Excuse
Which is a very,
me.
very
Who is
logical
the
point you're
repeat
making.
yes. Who is
Very-
the repeat offender in this case?
Mr. Akshay Kumar.
You got that one right. Akshay Kumar has this knack of really always getting heroines right off the boat, as they say. Literally, if they become Miss India, they become
Correct,
Miss Universe.
इधर आओ
Miss
बेटे,
World.
इधर आओ.
बेटा चलो बेटा और मूवी करो अक्षय कुमार के साथ.
Correct.
Okay, so recently, most
But there's a
recently,
long list, yeah, Suchi.
there's
You're
a long list,
absolutely
and
right.
of whom the latest in the category is Manushi Chiller. Yes.
Right.
So
She's only what, 24, 25 or something?
she's like
that?
25 years younger than him for sure.
Wow.
At least.
But illuminate me, Suchi. What is that list? It is very interesting. Like, you've raised this point, it makes so much sense.
Yeah. Now, she herself is only 25, okay? She's
Right.
the former Miss Universe.
Correct.
Yeah. He has this thing for Miss Universe. Remember Lara and Priyanka?
Absolutely, yeah.
So anyway. So Miss Universe Manshi Chillar was made to do Prithviraj.
Right, with him.
With him. Beautiful girl. But not only that, it just so happens that Akshay always seems to have heroines who are
way younger than him.
way younger than
Sara Ali Khan again.
Sara Ali Khan.
Am I right?
I mean, like his
Atrangi
contemporary.
Ray.
Imagine him and Saif have done like so many movies
Exactly
together,
my
and then
point.
"Arey mere tere beti ke saath."
Nobody seems to be trolling that.
Nobody seems to be saying anything, yaar.
And nobody seems to be also asking this question that why are all these women being asked their age? It's a very rude thing to do.
It's a very rude thing to do. But nevertheless, the list is endless, as we were saying, as far as Akshay Kumar, having young heroines opposite him. But who cares, yaar, as long as they're delivering the goods.
But one must say one thing as far as in his defense is concerned. The man does not obviously look like he's 56.
That's true.
57. I mean, let's
That
face
is
it.
true. I mean, seriously. I mean, that would have been something, to have like one really Buddha-looking guy playing opposite.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the case with Akshay. I don't think it will be for a while, considering how fit he is.
Exactly.
So, go right ahead, Akshay. Let's see who the next Miss India, Miss Universe, Miss World is. Who's going to be in your next film?
Suchi, it breaks my heart that I have to leave you now.
Ta-ta! Doesn't break my heart at
Not
all.
the emotion I was expecting, but yes.
Yes, it doesn't break my heart at all to leave Sudhi at this point in time.
Right.
Because I know I have to be back again
Right.
with him on another episode.
What levels of
Here.
excitement, eh?
अब हम जाएंगे, कुछ खाएंगे, पिएंगे और अगली बार आपसे मिलने आएंगे यहाँ पर right here on
Okay, you're it here with
Sudhi
and
Suchi. Ta-ta.
Here with Sudhi and Suchi.